So a name that a lot of people removed out of their top 5 NBA players list last season is Luka Doncic due to his tempestuous season that he had last year. But here's every reason why Luka is going to easily reclaim that spot next season. I truly believe that Luka at his best is arguably the best player in the game. His skill set is one of the best the game has ever seen, to where he can carve up any defense. His ability to score the ball and his ability to generate shots for other people is equally as dangerous. He ranks among the top when it comes to both of those skills. Scoring wise, Luka excels at putting people in jail paired with his short paint scoring. He's efficient in an area where most people consider it to be inefficient. Despite his linear athleticism issues, he has a remarkable ability to get to the rim consistently. He ranks high in terms of drives to the rim, and what comes with that is the ability to bait fouls and get to the line. He's also one of the best pull-up shooters in the league, specifically behind the arc with his space creation. All of these skills allows him to be a tough cover for any team, but his playmaking on the other hand is insane. His size is the first thing that we gotta talk about because it allows him to see the floor better, but his ability to zip those passes right on target despite being pressured is otherworldly. It doesn't matter if he's in a tight space, if he can locate the open man, he'll somehow get the ball to them. On top of that, he can look guys off and create even easier shots for his teammates. He can bait the defense to commit to one person, but his intentions is to get the big man open in the dunker spot. He's an incredible lob passer in the pick and roll as well. I mean, this is why there's no viable pick and roll coverage for Luka. I also believe Luka can pretty much beat any matchup that comes his way. If you put a small but quick defender on Luka, okay, so now he can easily take you down to the block and post you up for a fadeaway. Oh, you want to put an athletic wing on Luka? Now he'll use your athleticism against you by getting you off balance and overcommitting to certain moves due to his space creation. Jaden McDaniels is a good example because Luka has repeatedly beaten that matchup, even though I do think McDaniels did bother Luka a little more last year. But regardless, he still had his way. Or you want to put a bigger frontcourt player on him? Now he can create driving angles to the rim because of the threat of his shot. The point is, Luka has all the tools to give any defense a million problems. This is why, even though a lot of people are putting SGA above Luka, and although I don't disagree with it whatsoever, Shai just had one of the best seasons in NBA history, I do believe peak Luka is better than peak Shai, which means Luka being at his very best with no injuries, and with Shai being the same, as good of a ball handler, a finisher, and a mid-range shooter that Shai is, Luka is always going to be a step above in my opinion because of that dynamic of being that bucket getter, but also an offensive engine. Shai has gotten better at game management / playmaking this year, but it's nowhere close to where Luka is. Luka can be the best scorer and the best passer in the NBA at the same time. I don't think it's preposterous to say that he can get there. Whereas I don't think Shai can ever distribute the ball the way Luka can. I believe Shai passed up Luka because Luka had a tough season. I don't think Shai passed up Luka because he improved more than Luka, even though he did improve a ton last season. The way Luka carved up Minnesota 2 seasons ago was insane. That was still one of the best playoff performances against an elite defense. Yes, an elite defense that strangled Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. The best team in the West, Minnesota was able to do that to them, and Luka's performance against them was one of the best I've ever seen. He was easily the best player in the postseason that year. Now people are obviously going to point out the defensive concerns, and indeed it is going to always be an issue. You're never going to be able to prevent it because of Luka's lack of athleticism. Teams are always going to hunt him, but that's what he got in shape for, right? He's on the cover of Men's Health magazine, and he looks noticeably slimmer. That's going to help him defensively because it's going to help him enter training camp being injury-free, although he did get injured in a Eurobasket game. He's not going to be out of shape and try to play his way into shape and risk getting injured. However, getting in shape is going to influence him to give more effort. This may be a hot take, but I think the root cause of Luka's defensive issues are more effort-based than physical issues. When he's engaged, he's not great by any means, but he's not bad, which is how everybody paints him out to be. He's okay, just right in the middle to where I don't think he's a negative on defense. Like, he has the ability to get into passing lanes. He can read certain things defensively to where he can make plays. Whereas before, when he was out of shape, he would give less effort combined with his lack of physical traits, and that's where it gets dicey. Plus, the Lakers acquired real defensive talent anchored around him. They made a move to get Marcus Smart, and even though I don't think he can defend at the level that he did in his D-point season, he's still good enough to take on that primary POA assignment role. DeAndre Ayton is real valuable when it comes to versatility as a defender, but ultimately the bigger thing here is that JJ Redick's defensive scheme is elite. When they traded AD, they defended at a top 10 level. Their ability to sit in the gaps and close out is underrated. They strangled Jokic and the Denver Nuggets offense when they played him. So if you combine the fact that Luka's now in shape, the Lakers were a competent defensive team despite losing AD, and they upgraded in defensive talent this offseason. I'm pretty sure that's a good enough situation to where Luka's defensive ability won't be an issue, and in turn that's going to maximize his offensive ability. I think this is the perfect situation for Luka to have his best season yet, to where he's going to win the MVP, and he's going to lead his team to a deep playoff run.